Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson.
Oh, and there he goes. Hard into the inside blow. Hill is involved. Tyler Whittemore. He's in the middle of the track. Oh, he's going to get sparked again.
He's John.
LaFrance shows up blocking his turn. Closer takes the lead. They're all junking it. The entire field is junk.
Oh, and Andy Tinker jumps in. Oh, and it gets collected.
Oh, and he goes around 78. Oh, hard into the pit wall. He's dead. He is dead.
Cleared out of 3 and 4 for the final time. Matthew Winston, first race back, missed last week, but here he is, taking the checkered flag. Your winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV, which is the world's #1 streaming service. Tonight we are here at Kansas for the Superstar ARCA West Series season finale, the HMS TV World 100. And folks, we've got a treat for you tonight. In the booth with me, I got Bump and Run Jesse Becker. He's also going to be racing on the track while in the booth. Jesse, how you feeling?
Feeling good, Blake. Good to be here with you. Hopefully the connection stays nice and stable. You can hear me well in the car. You know, usually we got the cheap radio microphones in the car, but we put a fancy microphone in here, so hopefully you hear me loud and clear tonight.
Yeah, it should be good here, and we got a beautiful sunset already. We have a good one here tonight, 190 miles. You think these guys can handle it, Jesse? Because we're used to seeing 80 to 90-mile races here in the Superstar ARCA West Series.
Yeah, this is an endurance race for these guys. It's going to be interesting to see if it causes any trouble for anybody. You might have to save some tires more, think about fuel strategy more. It's going to be interesting for sure. I'm excited.
Jesse, well, keep in mind out there, you got a teammate, Chad White, rocking Hutchinson Motorsports TV 28 machine out on the track as well, so don't get into him at all.
Well, you see, he's got the old logos. I got the new logos, so it makes me think of like Cars 2, where Lightning McQueen's kind of washed up and the new guy's coming in trying to beat him. So we'll see if I can do that here tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, honestly, it's kind of a shame with all the money we're paying Chad White. He can't even update the paint schemes. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to blame him. Maybe it's the rap guys. Maybe they didn't get the memo, but I did. And I got a bad, fast HMS TV car here tonight.
Yeah, I know you're rocking a pretty fast number tonight. What's your number for the fans at home?
If you're watching at home, you want to keep an eye out for the 63 car. Only the fastest people get numbers in the sixes. I mean, there's so many great drivers historically. You can think about that their number started with a 6.
And most definitely, and in the chat, we got a treat for you. Ruben Rodas in the chat. He is a big diehard. Normally, he's running in the Cup race, but boy, does he love Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
You got to. There's no way you can't love it.
Nathan Fryer in the race. Jesse, what do you think Nathan Fryer is going to do? You think he can make it at least halfway before he junks himself or somebody else?
Well, and a fun fact about Nathan Fryer and Dwayne Young, if Dwayne is in the field, he is. They're fighting for the final transfer spot to make it into Cup next season. So that might be a battle to keep an eye on between Nathan Fryer and Dwayne Young. Fryer has a pretty good lead on Dwayne Young, but if Fryer does wreck out, it could be in jeopardy.
Boy, I didn't realize we had that close of a battle. You know, I know you sent me some notes, but I must have overlooked them.
We both know that you don't read the notes, and it's going to be hard for me to read the notes while I'm in the car racing, so we don't have as much info tonight, but there's a little bit we might be able to pull out.
Absolutely, and I'm looking through the field right now. You know, the 97 of Carl Cantonis, he stole your number here in this league, but that is a good-looking Dunder Mifflin 97 machine. Carl Cantonis, he is your series champion here tonight. He has mathematically clinched it.
Yeah, all he had to do was pretty much show up, and he had it sealed. I mean, I think if something catastrophic happened, he could lose it, but I don't think I see that happening with the 97 car. It does look sharp.
And in the chat, Ruben Rodas said, Hutchinson Motorsports saved my life. They found me at my lowest and helped me make the Cup Series. Well said, Ruben. That is true. We did do that for you, and we appreciate you letting the fans know. Now, Jesse, where are you starting at tonight here?
I'm starting middle of the pack. Looks like I'm going to be starting this thing off in 12th out of 22, so about as middle as you could get. It's going to be scary.
Oh, yeah, that's a very safe spot to start right smack dab in the middle of the pack. You should be feeling pretty good.
Oh, I feel absolutely stoked. I'm so excited to avoid whatever carnage may happen. And am I seeing this correctly? Is Bryce Barfield, is he rocking a Hutchinson Motorsports TV Chevy? He could be potentially. Look out for that one. We have 3 cars out there, all in different makes.
Yeah, I actually was messaging him earlier. I didn't think he'd get it done today, but it looks like he did. But that is good to know. But ladies and gentlemen, Jesse, you better hop in the car, get out there, and get ready to roll because we're going to get tonight's starting lineups here in a moment.
And I can't read it, so it's going to be all on you, buddy.
Absolutely here, and I'm going to get them going. You know I'm going to find a banger tune for our great fans at home tonight. Going to be a good one here. The final race of the season for the Superstar ARCA West Series, but don't you worry, they're going to be back next season. But we're going to be moving to the Cup Series in this Superstar Series. So nonetheless, though, I think I found a banger. Let me click it and get going.
Only the best music here at HMS TV.
No, I'm just being so picky. I'm trying to.
They're all good. What's taking you so long?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV Wednesday night racing Superstar ARCA West here at Kansas for the HMS TV World 190. Here is tonight's starting lineup. On the front row from the pole position in the number 15 machine, Nathan Lehman on his outside, the 69, Dylan Chapman. Row number 2 on the inside in the 59 machine, Giovanni Klein on his outside. He's won 3 straight. Can he get the 4th tonight? It's the 25 of Cole Snyder. Row number 3 on the inside, the driver of the year for the series from Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the 14, Nathan Fryer on his outside, the 07, Alan Wild. Row number 4 on the inside, the 5 machine of Evan Clapper on his outside, the 9, Shane Williams. Row number 5 on the inside, in the Fast 28 machine, it's Chad White on his outside, the 20 of Russell Windsor. And row number 6, it's a slow one, the 74 of Devin McIntosh on the inside. And on the outside, from Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service, he's in the booth with me tonight. It's Bump and Run Jesse Becker, and that's all we're going to announce tonight as the pace car is in. Field is set, green flag in the air for the HMS TV World 190 at Kansas. They're duking it out through the field, heading into turn 1. We got one onto the apron coming out of the pits, but Lehman is your race leader for now, trying to hold off Chappell, but we got 3 cars bunched up for that race lead with a big push down the back stretch from the 59 of Klein. The 15 of Lehman holds on, who is an 8th grade science teacher out of Wichita, Kansas, in the 5-hour Energy 15 machine.
Teaching those kids about tire grip early in those science classes.
Absolutely. As Jesse continues to announce in the booth, Jesse's up 2 spots in the since the start of this race. Currently, you're sitting 10th. Jesse, how you feeling about the race car as we're hopping on board with you?
You know, I feel like we're not at Kansas. I feel like we're at Daytona. It feels like this is going to be some pack racing at its finest in these cars with how slow they are.
Yeah, I did notice that. Looks like the draft, and you got 3 wide in front of you, Jesse. You better be careful as you're sitting in the 9th position.
Hey, if I'm being completely honest with you, if I end up wrecked out of this thing, it just means I get to eat dinner quicker.
Well, nonetheless, you're going to do your best to not do that, but we got 125 laps today. I believe I heard it was, a 37 or so lap run on a full fuel tank?
I'll be able to give you some updated numbers here on that in just a second.
As Jesse continues to rip it around the track, Chad White sitting in the 4th, now the 5th spot as Cole Snyder blows by him on the outside. Cole Snyder has been on a tear here lately. He has won I believe, 3 straight races. He's going to try to make it 4 here tonight, but nonetheless, folks, we appreciate you guys all tuned in here, spending your Wednesday night on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. But while you got a moment, be sure click that like button, subscribe to the page here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We are making a push. We have almost hit 600 subscribers, which is confirmed the most subscribers on YouTube for any channel on the internet.
I got to say, it's pretty impressive that we're almost at 600 and we haven't even done the 500 subscriber giveaway yet. When's that happening, Blake?
Well, Jesse, I was thinking about it. There's no easy way to do it. We might just wait.
Until we hit the big 1K, possibly?
Absolutely. And look to your inside. You got one of your teammates there as Bryce Barfield in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV 45 machine trying to advance through the field with you as you give the 07 a push down the front stretch.
Yeah, this is getting interesting up here. To answer your earlier question about fuel, the crew chief on top of the box is saying, and we've got about 33 laps of fuel here in this car. So that's going to be a 3-stopper at the minimum.
Well, good to hear. You know, I assume tire fall off's not going to be bad here, so you're probably just going to be stretching this one out as far as you can.
We'll see. I feel like to be fast, you got to be ripping on that wheel. It's almost flat out through the corners, so it could cause some accelerated wear on the tires a little bit. I don't know how much I want to save right now as Bryce is dooring me. What are we doing?
Oh, we got the 07. You got your 3 wide, Jesse, right in the middle. Get that thing rolling.
I'm so scared right now.
But down the backstretch, Jesse, you got to give it back to him. All right, folks, we're watching Jesse Becker trying to survive out here, currently running in the 10th position. Let's drop back, though, in the field and check out the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last. It is not much of a battle, as Trenton Bestgrove is running dead last. I think he started in the pits, though. So we're going to give the battle for last, actually, to your points leader, Carl Cantonis. Boy, he might be the champion in this series, but that 97 car is slow, and it is junk.
Hey, if I'm that 97 car, I don't care if you're calling me slow. I'm taking a nice Sunday drive, making sure I can lock down that championship here.
Hey, you know, I don't blame him too much, but right behind you, you better be careful, Jesse. You got the weapon behind you. He had the ARCA break from hell last week in the 3 car. Thomas Spencer, he is looking to junk somebody.
Thank you for that heads up. I do appreciate it. I was paying no attention to who was behind me, but I definitely will now as he's getting closer and closer.
And closer, but he continues to roll up. Jesse, all I got to tell you, if you happen to spin out, you better grip the wheel hard because you're probably going to get smoked.
10-4. Thank you for that. What's going on up front here? Who's leading this thing?
Well, right now, Dylan Chappell has taken over the race lead from the 59 of Klein, who's in second. Lehman, the 8th grade science teacher, has dropped back to the 3rd spot in the 15 machine.
Is Cole Snyder here to defend his 3 in a row? Is he trying for a 4th? Where's he at?
Yeah, currently Cole Snyder sitting in 4th here. He's just biding his time, kind of like last week. Really, he was nowhere to be found the whole race, and then at the end, out of nowhere, he just took it over and won it. As Chad White is getting past and dropping back to the, well, he's sitting in the 5th spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, Snyder's been showing some domination recently. I mean, there's not many people that can win 3 in a row in any series, so much respect to him. I don't think I've got anything for him tonight, but we'll see.
He's definitely one to beat, and funny you bring that up, folks. It's time to pull up the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Power Rankings, folks. This is a list gathered from all of our series. This is through last week. We have not counted this week yet at all, but Cole Snyder, top of the board in all of our series, which is a tall task because the series are weighted on how skilled they are and how deep they are. But Cole Snyder winning 3 straight has skyrocketed him up to the top above the GOAT, Scott Rickard, from our Tuesday night series, Stars and Stripes series.
It doesn't matter what league it's in, winning 3 in a row is still a very impressive feat.
Yeah, he has been killing it, folks. And now it is time to go down trackside and bring the noise with Harpoon Designs, folks. Harpoon Designs, head on over, harpoondesign.com. Check them out, folks. Starting at $25, their paints are. And I tell you what, they are the best in the business. So we're going to go down trackside, bring the noise with Harpoon Designs. And that was your Harpoon Designs. Bring the noise as Harpoon Design, the best design business in the, or I'm sorry, the best design company in the business. Jesse Becker, though, currently running in the 10th spot, really going nowhere, trying to save those tires. Let's see if it works out for him.
I do want to throw a disclaimer in there. Harpoon Design did not make this paint. Do not assume that this is their quality. His yellow flag is out. What happened? I hope it's not in front of me.
Nathan Fryer has junked it. Here's a replay.
Oh, that could be big.
So here we go. Nathan Fryer hits the wall here. Oh, no, the 8 just junked him. Oh, my goodness, he junked him. I honestly think that was intentional. Jesse, you said those two are battling for the transfer spot. I think the 8 just took him out.
Man, would that not be crazy? Dwayne Young wanted to be in Cup next season so bad that he's willing to take out his own teammate to get that last
Jesse,
spot.
that looked kind of suspicious here. We're going to rewind this once more. Let's hop on board with the 8 and see if he just turns right or what. So here we are. We're on board with Dwayne Young. He's racing his teammate Nathan Fryer for that last Cup transfer position. Comes out of the corner. He sees the 14 above him. Comes up the track. Goes down. I don't know. Too close to call. He might have junked him. Maybe Fryer came down. All I know is Dwayne Young is grinning ear to ear because he wants to move to the Cup Series next season here in the Superstar ARCA West.
I was going to say, regardless if it's intentional or not, it's still going to cause some scrutiny being that with the context of everything involved. Is I don't know about the rest of these guys, but I'm getting 4 tires and fuel here. This car is junk.
Yeah, looks like the whole field's coming down and the math's not adding up. You're still going to need to stop, 2 more times at least? Maybe 3?
Yeah, as far as I know, we get 1 extra set of tires over the minimum stops. So burning them early with a lot of these guys here.
Well, Jesse, it looks like 2 guys elect to stay out. That is Dylan Harris and Carl Cantonis. They're going to take the track position. You know, Cantonis was cruising in the back. Maybe he was saving his tires. We'll see if this move pays off for him or not.
It's making me think that's exactly what he's doing if he stayed out here, all part of his plan.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting. We got a couple guys staying out on the old tires. We're going to find out what the lap time differences are here tonight on the old tires. But nonetheless, we take a look at the HMS TV paddock, which is another word for the chat. We got Ruben Rodas, Connor Gerard out there talking, folks. And we got 11 tuned in here tonight. Be sure, though, we only got 4 likes, I think. So click that like button on the video, folks. Oh, now we got 5. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. But, I mean, why wouldn't you have done that by now? I mean, we've done so many broadcasts. You've all been here. I'm sure you've subscribed.
It takes 2 seconds, maybe even less than that. I haven't measured it myself, but all you have to do is just click one little button, just boop, just like, that's it.
And we're going to take a look at the chat. Ruben, you saw what happened there between Young and Fryer. Do you think that was intentional? Because I certainly do. Oh, wait a moment.
Desperation out of the 8 car? Who knows?
Yeah, you know, if you can't beat them, crash them, Jesse. I mean, I don't blame him at all. The way Fryer's raced some of these guys all season long, he kind of had it coming. Kind of got the Carson Hocevar treatment out there.
Hey, if you can't beat him, crash him as a thing, just let me know, because I've got 12 people in front of me that I'm going to have to do it to.
Well, there's 2 of them you don't want to do that to. You got Chad White and Bryce Barfield sitting in the 9th and 10th positions.
I'll try to remember that.
But looks like the field is set, folks. Here we're heading into lap number 20. Just had our first caution of the night as teammates got involved together. The 8 and the 14 junking each other early on here tonight. Jesse, do we have any fast repairs here?
Checking on that. No fast repairs here in the Superstar ARCA.
Yeah, well, Fryer's out there nonetheless with a junk race car, so he's going to continue to race here as the field is set. We are just about ready to roll once again here. The HMS TV World 190 tonight here at Kansas. This is your championship race. The pace car is in your front row. 2 guys on old junk tires. Harris, Cantonis into the restart zone. Green flag in the air once again.
That was a weird restart. There was some hesitation, and they're checking up in front of me. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my. What is going on? Dwayne Young just went from the top to the bottom of the track. And, you know, Jesse, have you seen that GIF of, or whatever you want to call it, the clip of the Family Guy lady says, okay, I turn now? I think that's what the 8 of Dwayne Young just did.
That was very sketchy for sure. It was like everybody started going, but the green flag wasn't out, and then they had to all check up.
Well, nonetheless, we look through the field. Currently, you're sitting in the 15th spot. You're going to need to get on the gas, Jesse.
I'll do what I can.
Trying to hold off that 13 machine, or I'm sorry, the 9 car of Shane Williams. Shane Williams started off the season really strong here. He missed a lot of races, and then he's just not been himself here lately. He started off the year, he was up front every single week, and now he's just kind of a field filler here tonight. Oh, they're getting a little loose there behind you, Jesse.
I had a bit of a contact there with a 74. Hopefully nothing too crazy, but I did get the spot, so I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah, right behind you, they are duking it out. I would expect a crash here soon the way these guys are racing right now. Thomas Spencer trying to win the race from 15th right now.
If you ain't first, you're last, and there's a lot of us that are last right now.
And I'm checking out the chat here, folks. One moment. Ruben Road is doing some on-track reporting between the teammates that got connected. He said he didn't think it was intentional, but Fryer did say Dwayne was a back marker, and Dwayne did not appreciate that comment. But we jump back up front here. I know we haven't been paying much attention to the race up front, but we just had such hard racing here in the middle of the pack that we've been tuned in there. But right now, Giovanni Klein in that 59 machine leading this thing ahead of Chapel. And Jesse, the guys on the old tires, Dylan Harris still running strong right now. He's currently in 4th, battling for 3rd. So he's trying to keep them old tires up as he tries to clear himself over Chad White's nose. And he's going to fall back and give up the spot. So Chad White up to 5th, Harris back to 6th as they're 3 wide right around you there, Jesse.
Yeah, I got sort of pinned there behind the other guy with old tires, Carl Cantonis. Kind of had nowhere to go where I wasn't going to wreck somebody, but he's on the bottom now, so hopefully I can get by him here soon.
And right there, you got the 97 almost stuffing the 25 into the wall. And Jesse, give Cole Snyder a push. He needs some help.
Yeah, it's all every man for themselves out here tonight.
Look out, Jesse. You're getting squeezed right now. So if you just tuned in here, we got Jesse Becker. He's in the booth, and he's on the track out there in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV 63 machine. He is a field filler here tonight, sitting in the 11th position, getting a big run off the corner, though. So we jump back up front.
I'm scared for my life right now.
As we jump back out front, Jesse's still battling it out. Chad White in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV 28 machine sitting in the 5th spot. Boy, last night, if you tuned in, Chad White had a dominating performance going in the Stars and Stripes race at Atlanta. I've never seen such greatness from Chad. He honestly was dominating the race for a while. Ended up getting passed. He really had a 2nd place car, but on a late restart, he spun his tires and he got junked. So he finishes in the back here. So he's trying to redeem himself here tonight in the ARCA car at Kansas.
Yeah, good run for him so far. He's way out there in front of me.
Yeah, and then his new teammate right in front of him, Bryce Barfield out of McDonough, Georgia. And Jesse, I read something, I think over the summer, there was a meteorite that actually landed in McDonough, Georgia.
That's pretty crazy. I'm sure that was the biggest thing to happen to that town in decades.
I would say so. And it said it hit somebody's house, and I wonder if it was Bryce's house.
I think if a meteorite hit my house, I probably wouldn't have iRacing as one of my top priorities, but maybe he's just built different.
It's possible, but I don't know. Bryce is a pretty big diehard Hutchinson Motorsports TV fan and iRacer. So we jump back out front. Giovanni Klein still leading this thing, trying to hold off the 69 of Dylan Chappell Sr. Chappell right on the back bumper. These guys racing hard. We got a single file pack here up front. Looks like the top 6 of them. Top 6 bunched up here in a line, and then the next pack led by Dwayne Young, who has shown he is willing to junk anybody out there, whether it's his teammate or not.
Yeah, definitely a big separation here. The front pack is leaving me and these other guys behind right now. We can't really get anywhere.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's kind of gridlocked right now for the most part. But we got a little bit of passing going on up front as the 97 of Cantonis, staying out for the track position seems to have been the right call. The only thing that might bite him is if this thing stays green another 10 or so laps, he might be out of fuel and have to pit under green.
That is true. I didn't think about that part. He did not get any fuel during that last stop, so that could be an advantage to us that pitted.
Absolutely. And checking out the chat, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, second biggest fan right now, Bones Does in the chat. I tell you what, Bones Does and Connor Gerard, they love HMS TV more than anybody.
I will say we just got a big update in the game chat. Dylan Chappell telling all the drivers, gotta poop bad, and then immediately disconnected. What do you think about that?
Oh, that sucks. Dylan was on the back bumper of the race leader. I'm sure Klein's happy to hear that. But Jesse, I just received some news in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV paddock. Ruben Rodas is reporting this. This might have leaked. I'm not sure if you're aware, but he says Jesse Becker is being let go from HMS at the end of the season.
I am?
Apparently, Ruben said it.
Yellow flag out here again.
Oh.
Must have happened way in the back again.
Yeah, big pile up. Looks like a bunch. Oh, Cole Snyder involved. All right, let's see a replay here, folks. Devin McIntosh, I bet he just, okay, there's a crash. Devin McIntosh tries to avoid him. Oh my gosh. So hang on, folks. Let's rewind this before we show the actual wreck. So Devin McIntosh way back here. I mean, I don't know. He's about 2 miles behind the wreck. So you see, he sees him wrecking. He says, I don't really care. So right now going into the corner, they're wrecking. He's like, whatever. Who gives a shit? Stays on the gas. Keeps it turned. Then he goes up. He says, you know what? I'll hit him. Bam! Smokes the 5 and the 25. They're junk. So let's rewind it, though, and let's see what happened for the initial wreck. That ain't it. Hang on, folks. Here we go. So the 5 got into the 97, and the 5 comes up and junks the 97. Oh, that was dirty. Jesse, the 5 just, I believe, intentionally wrecked our points champion.
That's not good for Carl. He's probably happy that he had such a big lead. He's probably essentially locked already, but if not, that could have been bad.
And so here it is, the 5 and the 97. 5 comes up, doors the 97. 5 wasn't happy with that, comes straight up the track and just flat out turns him. I mean, that was literally intentional. Cole Snyder had nowhere to go. He smokes him. The 52 also involved, the 74 involved, and the 13. Oh my goodness, and I didn't even see that. Blake McClung just had the worst ARCA break of the season, Jesse, and that's saying a lot. He's even further back than the 74. Let's hop on board. See this one more time. What is the 10 doing? So here's Blake McClung here. Look, they're wrecked about a half a lap ahead of him. Never lifts. He's still on the gas, folks. Goes into the corner. Take a look here. He's just cruising. He's cruising. Oh, my. So he got doored by somebody there, too. So there's about 3 different guys that pulled off the ARCA break. And I believe, Jesse, you won't believe this, but it was Stephen McComas who just did the ARCA break from hell.
That is unfortunate. McComas, the man with 9 lives, out there possibly trying to lose another one.
Oh, my God. What is he doing? This guy is a weapon, folks. Let's rewind this one more single time. So we're watching the 70, Stephen McComas. He's back there running dead last by a country mile. They wrecked about a half a lap ahead of him. He just comes in there like a bat out of hell, annihilates the 25 of Snyder, smokes the 10, and he taps the 13 as well. Stephen McComas out of Belton, South Carolina is junk. Boy, let us know in the chat after dissecting that wreck. I don't know. About 3 guys just doing moves that are ridiculous, junking each other out there. As we look at the chat, Connor Gerard says, rest in peace, Cole. 4 in a row win is over. So, yeah, Cole Snyder not going to pull off 4 wins in a row. That's going to hurt him in the HMS TV power rankings, don't you think, Jesse?
Yeah, it definitely will. His wins might be enough to keep him on that top spot, just being that we know how good of a driver he is overall. But if he can't find success, it could definitely hurt him as we go into the Cup season if he's in there.
Yeah, now Jesse, I think we're going green here, aren't we?
Yes, sir. If you take a look at the front row, you'd probably be pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Now what happened there? Did most of the guys pit and you stayed out?
Yeah, a lot of people came down. Me and Bryce stayed out, probably thinking the same thing. If we need to save at least a couple of tires here, we're only like a third of the way through this thing or a fourth of the way through it.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame you. I think you made the right call, especially seeing how the guys did on the dirty tires last time. But the pace car is in. Field is set. We got a Hutchinson Motorsports TV driver front row. Bryce Barfield on the inside. Jesse Becker on the outside. Green flag in the air as Barfield shoots off like a rocket.
He kind of dusted me there. He is younger than me, so the reaction time is probably pretty good.
Yeah, the McDonough, Georgia native pulling away as the 15 of Lehman says, Jesse, get out of the way. You're slow. Almost turned you.
I'm just trying to survive out here. These guys, I'm just going to try to let them go when I can.
Right on your back bumper is your teammate, Chad White, in that 28 car as your 3 wide at the top.
I'm scared for my life once again, as I have been often tonight.
And I think Chad's thinking about bringing you 4 wide, if that makes you feel any better, Jesse.
That does not.
Well, nonetheless, best of luck to you. You've gone from 2nd to 6th already, so we're going to see if that trend continues. As we jump out front, Bryce Barfield continues to lead the race as Giovanni Klein is in the 2nd. I believe he came down for 4 fresh Goodyears. He's probably run out of tires, Jesse. How many tire sets they got here tonight?
We had 4 total. 5 total. 1 on the car, 4 in the pits. Most of the field, if not, I think all the field has used at least 1, if not 2.
I would imagine Giovanni did not use another set of tires. I would hope not, but you never know. We'll see what happens. But meanwhile, Bryce Barfield still out front here, leading Giovanni Klein 3rd place, going to Nathan Lehman. He's taking it from the 20 car of Russell Windsor. I believe he's a newcomer to the series. Russell Windsor putting on a good show here so far in the 4th position. And rounding out the top 5, the 07 of Alan Wild. Earlier in the season, he had a Jack Daniels paint scheme. I know Christian was a real fan of it. Tonight, he's rocking something different.
Christian Taylor is a big paint guy for sure. He couldn't be here tonight as he's working on moving. Had a bit of an upgrade in that housing department. So big shout out to Christian for making that happen.
Yeah, you know, Jesse, I was real proud of him to hear that. But, you know, just about a half hour before the broadcast, I texted him and let him know that his time off request was denied, and he's going to be getting a no-call, no-show for tonight.
That is understandable. You know, as a business owner, you've got to make those tough calls to deny people's PTO, and a lot of people might get butthurt about that, but you got to think of it from the bigger picture. You know, like what's the place going to do if he can't be here?
Absolutely. You know, putting your own life in front of Hutchinson Motorsports TV is just unacceptable here tonight, folks. So we're going to dock Christian 2 points. So he's getting close to that line.
Yeah, I've gained plenty of points myself. So you're going to see me pretty often trying to reduce how many I lose here.
Yeah, Jesse's getting a half a point knocked off his score here by being here tonight on this late call, filling in for Christian as the 07 trying to throw the slide job on the 20, not going to clear him. Oh, they're junking each other. Oh.
I saw that coming from a mile away, and I'm glad that it did not involve me.
Well, it did involve Chad White as the 52 throws the dirty slide job. Was not clear at all, and Chad White just got absolutely destroyed. Let's stay here, though, see if there's an ARCA break. Normally there is. Nope. No, looks like we didn't have one.
Oh, when ARCA's in the name of the series, you got to have some ARCA breaks.
Yeah, I mean, we like to keep it realistic here. So let's watch this replay one more time. This is the 52 of Chris Melton. Let's see what he was thinking. Let's hop on board. So here's the 52, Chris Melton. He's got Chad White on his outside here. He's 3 wide at the moment. Goes through the tri-oval. Wasn't clear. Goes up the track. Junks Chad. He's in the wall. He's junked. No fast repairs. The Moose Knuckle Motorsports 52 machine of Chris Smelvin is junk.
We got one wrecking it on the backstretch. Looked like it might have been the 20.
Well, it's Russell Windsor, newcomer to the series here. The caution out. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah, I think so. He's just coming up on the field, Jesse. He could have just smoked whoever was in front of him, but he turns a hard left, slams the brakes, turns it sideways. He's good to go, though. Now, Jesse, what are you doing? You coming down pit road this time, I'm guessing?
Yeah, we'll put some fresh rubber on this thing. It deserves it after that terrible run last time.
So you'll have, what, 2 sets of tires after this? I'm not
Yes,
sure,
sir.
Jesse.
Not the best
If
situation.
I were you, I would not put tires on that thing. I would gas and go because we're going to get some late yellows. You know it.
Good thing it's my call, not yours, because I'm taking the tires.
Well, Jesse making a big mistake late in the race when he's struggling on old tires. Remember this point, folks, in the video. Bookmark it here. Let's see where we're at in the video. We are 38 minutes in, folks. So be sure, get ready to go back to the 38-minute mark when Jesse is on old junk tires and he's complaining about sliding around.
The old tires do definitely make you slide around. I was getting really loose in 1 and 2 a lot during that run, having to play with the throttle to not wreck the thing. So that is a good point.
We'll see how it works out, but Dwayne Young going to take over the race lead now after junking his teammate Nathan Fryer earlier. Dwayne Young feeling good in that 8 car out front on a pit strategy call. He's got 10 laps since his last pit stop.
He's doing everything he can to try to make that transfer spot. I don't know the point situation off the top of my head. I know it wasn't the closest battle, but it was definitely something that could change in one race.
You know, we got Ruben Rodas in the chat. Hey, Ruben, can you look into the points? Let us know what needs to happen for that final transfer spot, because we know Dwayne Young and Nathan Fryer are battling it out, and Fryer's basically going to be finishing in the back here with his junk race car, and Dwayne Young right now holding on to that race lead, going to take up a lot of ground on Fryer. So we'll wait for Ruben to report back here. He's the Hutchinson Motorsports TV pit road reporter here tonight. Boy, he does some great work. He's one of the most serious guys in the league, don't you think, Jesse?
Absolutely. I believe the league has a broadcast they do for the E Series that we formerly broadcast, and I believe he's the one that's in charge of that. And it's had some, suffice to say, interesting moments that I've seen.
You know, Jesse, I was looking through the channels. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Superstar ARCA series has a welcome channel. When somebody joins or when somebody leaves, the bot says something. So there was a moment where Ruben, he changed his name to the bot's name and typed in a prominent member of the league's name saying he left, making it look like somebody important left the league.
A little bit of a prankster is Rodas, but look, seems like a good fella anyways. As the pace car's coming off in here and we're going green for the 3rd time.
Yeah, pace car is in. Front row going to be the 8 of Young on the inside, the 9 of Williams on the outside. Green flag in the air at Kansas once again. Heading into turn 1, Dwayne Young going to hold on to that race lead. Seems like our leaders have gotten good jumps all night long. Definitely makes a difference here tonight at Kansas. Jesse Becker sitting in the 8th spot right now. How you feeling, Jesse?
Feeling pretty good. I have the voice chat off tonight, obviously, so I can talk to you. There was a whole bunch of black flags being cleared there at the start of that thing. I'm not sure what could have happened to cause all those black flags, but hopefully it was something simple enough, as it looks like it's getting spicy up here for the lead.
And Jesse, you better hold on tight, because not too far behind you, you got the 3 car of Thomas Spencer, the field fitter. He's looking to junk somebody.
Hopefully he doesn't choose me tonight.
There's the 45 giving a big shove to the 9 right in front of you. I'm sorry, is that the 8? No, it's the 9. Yep. The 45, Bryce Barfield, right in front of you. He's your teammate, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, as he stuffs it into the wall. Or was that you?
That may have been me. No comment.
But nonetheless, you're still rolling as they're battling hard here. You got about 6 cars within 0.2 of a second from about 3rd to about 6th or 8th, whatever.
Yeah, it comes back to what I said earlier, where this is like plate racing almost in these cars here at Kansas.
Absolutely. As Nathan Lehman, the 8th grade science teacher out of Wichita, Kansas, into the race lead. The 59 making a move on the 8, trying to take over the 2nd spot. The 8 is racing everybody hard out here. He is not making friends out here, Jesse.
Yeah, when I was out there on the old tires, I was trying to be nice, let people by, and not everybody's like that, though. They try to make it as hard as possible to pass.
Oh, my. He just cut off the 07 as well. He's trying to make a move on the 59 right now. Dwayne Young is racing for his life as he comes up the track. Almost junks himself. He's still rolling for now, throwing a dirty slide job.
I definitely hope there isn't a big pileup right in front of me.
Yeah, Jesse, I would not be shocked. There might be a wreck up here soon. Dwayne Young is trying to get himself to the Cup Series here tonight as he takes over the second position.
Driving like a desperate man in that 8 car, something to keep an eye on for sure.
And I'm checking out the chat here. I think we got some reporting from Ruben Rodas. Give me a moment. Well, I don't know. Ruben not really giving us much information. Ruben, not sure if you heard me, but we were wondering what needs to happen between Dwayne Young and Nathan Fryer for either one to advance in that last and final top 5 spot to get to the Cup Series next season. As Dwayne Young continues to hold on to, he's in the race lead right now. Nathan Lehman has dropped back to the 4th position as he gets doored from the 59.
Yeah, Dwayne Young making it work on the older tires. I'm not sure how he's doing it. I definitely couldn't.
Now, Jesse, I'm seeing Chad White, and his car looks pretty good after getting junked. Are you sure there's no fast repairs?
I'm 100% positive. I mean, he's had a chance to hopefully repair some of it, and that must be what he did.
Well, somehow they put a new front bumper on that car, Jesse, and it literally looks brand new.
Maybe he had a spare one. I don't know what to tell you, but there are no fast repairs here.
Well, meanwhile, out of nowhere, you see that 48 car, no sponsors on him. Trenton Bestgrove throwing a slide job on Chad, saying later, loser, getting by him, and he's dooring the 15 as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the 15, how he went from the lead to back here hanging out with me in like only a couple laps. It's not a good look for him.
Yeah, I don't know, but they are 3 wide racing right around here. It is getting dicey. Better look out, Jesse. A wreck is about to happen.
Yeah, I'm just biding my time here, trying to wait for an ideal situation, but there really isn't any.
We have had the game chat on the whole time, so we haven't heard the cars. Hey, they've heard us.
That is impressive.
I think some of our great fans at home would have let us know that, but they didn't. Nonetheless, though, we're still tuned in. We're on board with Bump and Ryan Jesse Becker out here.
You know what? I feel like the Bring the Noise would have been quite hilarious with no car sounds. We might have to run another one of those here.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I think Bring the Noise might be better with no cars. Just silence. Just silence.
Harpoon design, bring the silence. I dig it.
You know, hey, you know, we just said bring the noise. We didn't say there was noise. I'm telling them to bring it. Nobody did.
Nobody brought it. It's unfortunate.
So we jump back up front. Dwayne Young sitting in the 3rd spot. And like Jesse said, folks, we're going to go back trackside. We're going to bring the noise one more time. Harpoon Designs, bring the noise. They are sponsoring the blimp here as the Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp was destroyed. They have stepped up and they filled the gap. We still have a blimp. Thank you. So head on over harpoondesign.com. It's time to bring the noise. I've been muted. I've been talking for a little bit, but hey, I'm back nonetheless. But in the chat, Ruben Rhoda says Friars needs a top 15 to clinch. Right now, he's in trouble.
Yeah, that's going to
they're
be
four
something
wide.
to keep an eye on.
Ooh, that was scary, Jesse. I thought there was a record.
Still alive out here. It's been some crazy racing from my perspective here. And I've got field filler Thomas Spencer right here on my right quarter panel. I'm scared to death.
And I'm not sure, I was muted. I can't remember when I unmuted, but the 48 was turned there by the one car. 48 and 1 got together. Nowhere to go really for either of them. So 48 got turned onto the apron. We stayed green as Jesse makes the pass.
Yeah, this thing's starting to come to life here compared to everybody else, it looks like. I just got to pick my way through, and hopefully it doesn't fall apart here.
Doing a good job. Nathan Fryer trying to lock himself into the Cup Series, currently in the 14th position. All he needs to do is run top 15, and I assume that means even if Dwayne Young wins the race. Fryer's got a good shot to advance, but nothing is done until it's done.
That's the main storyline tonight. Is Cantona's pretty much championship locked up. Like I said, only drastic measures could have kept him from winning the chip. So the storyline turns to the Cup season, getting into the Cup season next year.
Absolutely. As we pull up the Jesse Becker reporting logo as he's racing, throwing a slide job on the 3 of Thomas Spencer.
He's back there like a gnat. Every time I look, he's up on my right rear quarter panel, just keeping me from coming up. So whenever I clear him, I definitely take advantage of it.
Now Jesse gives a little door action to 13, says, "Get out of the way, loser. I'm going to the front." So meanwhile, Jesse Becker running 6. We're going to jump up front. Your race leader, Alan Wild, has actually left the pack. Now, we said this is kind of a draft race almost here tonight. Well, Wild is on the contrary here as he's 2 seconds out front.
It's definitely impressive. He really has left everybody. It's really hard to do here, as it feels so draft reliant from in the car.
While Chad White was just junked. Somehow that car looks brand new. I don't know if they went to a backup car or what's going on. But Chad White sitting in the 4th spot right now, door to door with the 8 of Young, trying to take it.
And Young's still doing a good job of holding on with the older tires. He stayed out last time, and it's worked out for him pretty good.
Absolutely. And folks, while you're here, be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the page. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Tonight, we are here with the Superstar ARCA West season finale, the HMS TV World 190 here at Kansas. We're almost halfway done, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We got Jesse Becker in the booth. He's also on the track here tonight, running in the top 10. We'll be back in a moment. Kick back, relax, enjoy some Hutchinson Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Kansas, still clean and green. Jesse Becker has ran out of fuel. Jesse, what were you thinking?
I was thinking those guys were pulling towards pit lane a little early for my taste, and then there was the whole situation with the guy coming out of pits, and I wasn't going to make it, so I had to abort mission, but we're going to coast here to the pit box and get it filled back up.
Well, hopefully we get a late caution for you. You'll still be on the lap after the pit cycle. But Bryce Barfield takes over the race lead for now in that 45. We pull up the Hutchinson Motorsports TV pit strategy board. And Barfield pit 10 laps ago, so he is not going to be good on fuel. We're not either, so nobody's going to be good on fuel, I don't think.
I doubt it.
Everybody's going to need to stop one more time here as Barfield leads the race, but Wild right behind him. Alan Wild has just been a beast here tonight, trying to get by that 45 machine. He's got the fresher tires. He's eventually going to take over that lead for sure. Just tuned in here watching this battle side by side for the race lead is the 07 of Alan Wild trying to get around the 45 Bryce Barfield. Good racing here tonight, only one caution. These guys, this is honestly the cleanest race of the season, I think, Jesse.
It's been good. They were talking before the race about how clean last week was, and to try to keep it up, and I think so far it's succeeded.
You know, we ran into issues early on in the year when we were in the East Series. There was just a lot of wrecks, so they ended up splitting the field into a new series of West. We're here at the season finale. Things have finally worked out. Clean and green racing is Alan Wild out front, Bryce Barfield in second, Chad White sitting in third.
And here I am right behind him, a lap down, trying to get the lucky dog if we get a yellow out here.
Well, you do got the fresher tires. Maybe you can just unlap yourself. But we check out the chat here. We got Bones Does in the chat. Ruben Rodas, Connor Gerard, Tom Fryer. How about Tom Fryer in the chat? It's been a while since we've seen him running around here. How you been, Tom?
Hope everything's well with Mr. Tom Fryer.
Bones does ask how many laps can they run on a full fuel tank. Bones, I think it's around 37, 38 or so.
I've been getting about 33 or 34 on my end.
Much lower. So, yeah, low 30. So these guys definitely going to need the pits. The pit window's going to be opening up probably around lap 8. Probably a little later. I'd say more like 95.
Yeah, that'd be the earliest I would, just to be safe. Just to make sure you can make it.
And you're kind of in the situation, you basically need to hold off pitting as late as you can and hope for that caution. Maybe you can unlap yourself.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Right now I am in that lucky dog position, but Alan Wild is creeping up on somebody up there. Looks like it might be the 74 that he's lapping now. I'm not sure.
Yep, it's the 74 who's already a lap down.
That's good news for me right there.
Not gonna be.
But I mean, shout out to Alan Wild. This is probably his best race of the season so far.
I would definitely agree. Let's see, the last car on the lead lap is 23 seconds. So best lap time is 30 seconds. So it'll be a while if he laps anybody else.
That's good to know.
So we jump around. Thomas Spencer, we saw he was leading some laps during that pit cycle. I was yelling, throw the checkered out there because the fans want to see the car Thomas Spencer in a race. You know, when he meets somebody, Jesse, the first thing he tells them, he says, "Hi, I'm Thomas Spencer. Nice to meet you. Did you know I ran a late model stock car around Irwindale?"
Yeah, it's the first thing he tells anybody, like you said, and it kind of gets old after a while. We're like, dude, we get it. You you drove around Irwindale. It didn't help you when they raced there, so maybe quit bragging about it.
Absolutely. And, it seems like every day, I don't know if he forgets that he told us it every day, but it's like, hey, Thomas, I'll bring up a random topic. Let's say we're talking about the weather. It's like, oh, well, the day I ran the Irwindale in the late model stock, the weather was so-and-so. It just out of nowhere, he brings it up every single time you talk to him.
I guess you can say he's passionate.
Absolutely. It's just one of his lifelong accomplishments as he almost smokes the wall, able to keep it out narrowly. But Alan Wild out front, he's got about a second lead on Chad White sitting in second. Bryce Barfield in third currently as he's side by side battling the lapper, 63, Jesse Becker.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice here. I think I'm a little bit faster, but I mean, he's running third. I don't want to mess his race up.
Absolutely. He's got those beautiful Hutchins Motorsports TV designs on his car. Those were made by Harpoon Design, folks. If you want designs like that, head on over right now. HarpoonDesign.com. I'll type it in the chat. Makes the best paints in the business, folks. And that is just true. You can head on over to Trading Paints. You click the Painters tab. Sort them by most popular. And number one is going to be Brantley out of Harpoon Design.
It's true. He makes some incredible stuff. It's really cool to have them on board here on HMS TV. It's definitely, I think it's going to be great for everybody involved.
100%. And folks, he made a beautiful paint. Jesse, I know you've seen it, but for the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series, we got our driver Chad White going to be wheeling the number 88 truck. And that is honestly, I'm not even exaggerating, that's probably the best paint scheme I've ever seen custom.
That thing is certainly sweet. I'm almost a little jealous that Chad gets to drive it. I might have to ask him if I can fill in for a race or something.
I don't blame you. That's such a good-looking truck. I'm sure it adds horsepower because it just looks so good out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Chad White, he has just been on a tear lately, basically in every league we run. Chad was struggling there for a couple of months, but as soon as we signed him and hopped him into that Hutchinson Motorsports TV car, we signed him on a development deal. We've been working with him. I've been on the phone with him every night, giving him pointers night after night, and it's finally starting to set in. Chad White is running in second right now. He seems to be a top 3 car, no matter what league we're running.
He's definitely found his groove lately. I'm definitely happy about it.
Chad's a good guy, Jesse. We've been racing with him for, probably 3 years or so, over in the 5150 series.
Yeah, definitely good people there in the 5150 series. Hopefully something gets going over there, but who knows?
Hey, you never know. It could always get revived, but for now, it's a ghost town. But nonetheless, Bryce Barfield going to be the first to pit here on this alternate pit cycle. He's pitting now. He's hoping this thing stays green. He's going to be the first car down pit road. Be good on fuel.
Yeah, he gave me a little heads up, waved his hand out the window to let me know he was coming down. That was much appreciated there by Bryce.
Yes, that was actually the middle finger.
Oh, well, as you know, I do wear glasses, so I do have bad eyesight. That's on me.
Yeah, he says you were running him a little bit close there for being a lapper, and he did not appreciate it.
Oh, that's fair enough. Well, hopefully, I don't catch back up to him. I'll give him a middle finger back.
But we'll see how it works out. Chad White continues to run second. In the third position, Nathan Lehman in the 5-Hour Energy 15 car. The 8th grade science teacher out of Wichita, Kansas. He's had a good season all year long. He's trying to finish out strong. He's got that 15 car on the podium.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good race for him there in the 5-Hour Energy car behind me here.
And Dylan Harris in that 1 car. He's been on some alternate strategies throughout the night, but a pretty good night overall for him as he's sitting in the 4th spot and rounding out the top 5. The field filler himself, ladies and gentlemen, the fan favorite, the most beautiful picture in the field. It is Thomas Spencer.
The field filler for sure. I think I'm doing a better job at field filling than he is tonight, though. He's outperforming me right now.
And in the chat, Ruben Rhoda says Spencer was racing Irwindale during the creation of Irwindale Speed. Well said.
Yeah, I think he was one of the founders of the track, to be honest.
Absolutely. I heard he raced the track before they even stuck a shovel into the ground.
How's that even possible?
I don't know. He did it, though. But Alan Wild out front by a second on Chad White. Still nothing changing up front. Trying to find the closest battle on the track right now. Everybody's pretty well spaced out, Jesse. This thing might be staying green.
It certainly has that vibe to me. I only see 3 cars right now, 2 of them in front of me, and I think 1 way back in my mirror. Everybody's getting real spread out now. It's going to be hard for us to see another yellow here.
100%. You know, there's really not any good battles. The only battle right now, Dylan Harris catching up here in the back bumper, the 3 of Spencer. On behalf of Jesse, he wants to see that 1 of Dylan Harris just jump the car of Spencer.
That would help my race for sure, but I'm all for green flag racing. You see a lot of yellow flags. I'm for a good green flag run to the end with some green flag pit stops, kind of mess with some strategy. It's always a nice switch up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this has been the best race of the season. And Jesse, my theory on that is this was sponsored by Hutchinson Motorsports TV. This is officially the Hutchinson Motorsports TV World 190 here tonight, and I think that's why these guys are bringing out their best.
It is a prestigious race, one of the crown jewels for sure, so that's why I wanted to hop in the car. I couldn't stand to not race this thing.
Absolutely. You know, we had hundreds of drivers sign up. Only 22 were able to get the call here tonight, as Alan Wild trying to bring home the crown jewel victory in the 07 Ford Mustang out front. He is hooked up here tonight as Chad White's down here.
Yeah, several guys taking that last stop of the race. I think I'm going to be one of them here in a second.
Let's see when Alan Wild elects to go down pit road. If I'm Alan Wild, I'd probably just pit now. The only competition he's got right now, Chad White was a second behind him. He's got so much speed, there's really no reason to vary the strategy. I would probably just head down there. While Giovanni Klein sitting in the 5th spot, he led some laps earlier. He's got that good-looking 59 machine. He got tangled up a little bit with somebody earlier on. But he's been rolling, trying to recover here. I believe he's still got a pit, though. We're going to see how this race ends for the 59. But, folks, meanwhile, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the page, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. We are here for the ARCA Superstar ARCA West Series finale here tonight at Kansas for the Hutchinson Motorsports TV World 190. We're going to take our final break of the night. We're going to come back for the finish, but don't you worry, you're not going to miss a lap. We are going to go Hutchinson Motorsports TV side by side. Get the best tunes in the business. We'll be back in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, and we have a battle develop in here. It looks like the 07 of Alan Wild stayed out too long. He looks to be out of this race. It's just too far back. But we have going to have a battle for the lead. Spencer and Klein, they still need to pit, I believe. But we got Barfield and Chad White. That's really the battle to be watching here. Barfield in front of White by 1.5 seconds, but Chad has some fresher tires. He's been reeling them in, and they're both trying to get through some traffic, so it's going to be a close finish here tonight at Kansas.
Yeah, if either of those guys win, you're going to be happy. Both of them have an HMS TV on the rise, but you're right. It does seem like it's going to be developing to be a quick battle, or a close battle, as we got a couple of those guys up front making their last pit stops.
Yeah, it looks like as Klein goes down pit road, the only one left is Spencer out front. It looks like the 8 is holding up the 45 of Barfield. Barfield may not be happy as Chad White continues to try to reel in that 45 car for what will essentially become a race lead.
It might get spicy if he holds up Barfield, and he might end up holding Chad up, and then Alan Wild might have a chance to get back in it too.
I don't know, Alan Wild, he's another 3 seconds behind Chad. So there goes Spencer down pit road, gives up the race lead. Bryce Barfield to the front right now, still trying to work around that 8 machine as he's 1.2 seconds ahead of White with just 12.5 laps remaining.
It's going to be close.
In the chat, Ruben Rodas says that we can lock it in. It looks like Nathan Fryer is going Cup racing next season as the 8 has fallen down a lap. Nathan Fryer going to round out the top 5 in the point standings and advance to the Superstar ARCA Cup Series.
I'm sure Nathan will have a good time Cup racing.
It'll definitely be interesting. We'll be up there next season broadcasting. So we're good to see Nathan Fryer. He always puts on a good show for us. That's why he is the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Driver of the Year for the Superstar ARCA West Series.
It's a prestigious honor for sure.
As the 45 still cannot get around that 8 car, Jesse, as Chad White continues to reel him in. Race lead down to less than 9/10 of a second. Coming to 10 left to go this time around.
Chad White licking his chops, hoping the 8 just keeps holding that 45 up. Chad White trying to crack. He's been to the podium a couple races, trying to get that first spot for the first time in a while.
Yes, sir. Look at him reeling him in as we're on board with Chad White licking his chops in second. Race lead down to almost half a second. Chad White trying to get to the back bumper of Bryce Barfield. Going to be a good one for the race win.
You're going to have to take it from here. I can't tell much what's going on. I'm back here battling Thomas Spencer.
Oh.
You know, I'm a lap down. I can't see what's going on.
There's multiple lap cars all over. The 8 just threw a block on the leader. The 45 of Barfield cannot be happy. You might hear something over the radio as Chad White has gotten to the back bumper of Barfield after he's been held up by the 8. The 8 might cost Bryce Barfield this race as he gives the 45 the bumper. Chad White battling for the race lead. 9 laps remain. Dwayne Young trying to stay on the lead lap. He's the last car on the lead lap. He's held up that 45 for a while. I think Barfield's patience has gone to thin as the 28 gets side by side here for the race lead. Down the backstretch, they're ignoring each other. Who's going to take it over? Heading into 3 and 4. It's still Barfield for now, but they're side by side. Still slamming against each other. These two might know each other, but they are not racing nice. Barfield still out front now. Chad White there on the back bumper. Barfield was able to hold off White. As we pull up the pit strategy board, we see Chad White has 5 lap fresher tires, so he's got an advantage. Plenty of time to go with 7 remaining. Door to door into the corner. They're still slamming into each other. Can Chad White take over the race lead? Coming out of turn 4, side by side at the line. It looks like Chad White's your race leader for now.
Absolutely incredible battle.
They're still door to door, Jesse, heading into 1 and 2. Barfield trying to get a run on that outside line. He is not afraid to come down and slam into the 28 of White. These guys will not give each other a single inch.
What they don't want to do is end up costing each other the race here. It could take one mistake and they take each other out.
Now, Jesse, you said earlier that they might hold each other up. Well, that's what's happening. Alan Wild is 1/2 of a second behind the two. They are duking it out as Alan Wild has the freshest tires on the track basically out front. Alan Wild might win this race with still 5 laps left to go.
I was afraid that could happen. 07's been fast all night. Might have just had a bad stop, but them holding each other up can help them make up for that.
You know, Jesse, I knew they'd be battling it, but I didn't expect this. They are literally door slamming each other every lap as the 45 of Arthur continues to lead, but Alan Wild has gotten to the back bumper of Chad White. He is licking his chops. We're going to have a 3-car battle for this race lead with 4 to go. Chad White back into the inside of the 45. Door-to-door battle for the lead as the 07 is right behind the 45 of Barfield. Still door slamming each other. I tell you what, Jesse, they've hit each other probably 12 times as they're side by side coming out of 4. Chad White on the bottom, Barfield on the top. As they go to the line, it's still going to be Barfield.
It sounds absolutely incredible to watch.
Yes, it is, Jesse. This is the best racing we've seen up front all season long as Wild going to take over the second spot from Chad White. Chad White was hard charging, but Barfield did a great job at defending. But now he's gotten an even faster car right behind him. With just 2 laps remaining, they are bumper to bumper. Barfield in the lead, Alan Wild in second. Who's going to win the race?
It could be anybody. Wild might have a tire advantage, but it all depends on how well Barfield can defend. If he can do it good, he can secure this race.
Alan Wild has 10-lap tire advantage on Barfield and a 5-lap advantage on White. As they're bumper to bumper, Barfield throws a block on the 07, door to door. The 07 of Wild underneath him. Chad White taking him 3 wide. Coming out of 4. White flag in the air. They're dooring each other. Who's going to take the lead? Here comes the 15 of Lehman. He gets doored into the apron. Lehman, it was a 4-car battle. He just got junked. He's out of it. We are down to 3 cars. Door to door through 1 and 2. Here comes White in the middle. It's a 3-car battle down the backstretch. For the final time, heading into 3 and 4. The 45 of Barfield on the high side. The 07 of Wild on the bottom. They are door slamming each other. Here comes White. 3 wide battle out of 4. They door slam each other. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be too close to call. Hang on, folks. Oh my goodness. That was incredible, Jesse. You're going to have to see that replay. I have Bryce Barfield score the winner by less than 1/100th of a second.
Fireworks are going off in turns 3 and 4 for who we think at the moment, unofficially, Bryce Barfield. As you said, less than 1/100th of a second. I've got on my crew chiefs tell me the scoring was 6/1000ths of a second for Bryce Barfield.
What a finish. You know, Barfield, I'm not going to say he was driving clean, but he was defending for the race lead. He didn't junk anybody, but he was willing to do it. He was door slamming anybody that got by him, and I don't blame him. Let's hop up to the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper. Check out the finish here. Heading into 3 and 4 for the final time. Bryce Barfield with that 07 on the bottom had the fresher tires. They get into each other. Chad White gets a big run. I think Chad would have won this race, but right there, the 45 slams him down underneath. Checkered flag waving. You see the 15 almost snuck in there at the end as well. Wow. What a finish here, folks. The Hutchinson Motorsports TV World 190. These scores are just incredible here. I'm trying to look at the gaps here. So, Jesse, take a look at this. So, we got Bryce Barfield wins the race and Alan Wild 6/1000ths behind him. Then Lehman 7/100ths behind the leader, and then Chad White a 10th. So our top 4 separated by 1/10 of a second.
Absolutely incredible finish. I just parked the car. I'm going to get out of this fire suit and all this gear, and then I'm going to let you handle the post-race celebrations so I can check out that replay.
Absolutely. So I'll get them in here. We're going to interview the top 4 here tonight if we got them. Chad White, if you're listening, hop into a chat. If you're not in one, I'm not seeing you. So Chad White, hop into a chat. You know, you didn't get a top 3. We still want to interview you because that was a hell of a battle at the end. So we're going to find Nathan Lehman here. Going to pull him in first. pulls out a top 3 out of nowhere, really, with those guys duking it out so much. He made a lot of ground there in the last 10 laps. I'm going to pull him in right about now. Hang on here, folks. These channels are so damn separated. I can't stand the way they have these. I don't know which booth I'm in, so I'm going to guess on which one I'm moving them to. That was the wrong one, of course. Hang on, folks. You know, there's 4,072 channels here in the Superstar ARCA series. So give me a moment. I'm going to try to find. I have no clue where I just moved. I don't know. We're going to pull in Alan Wild first. Alan, Blake, and Jesse up in the booth. You copy? Alan, Blake, and Jesse up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you bring home the second place finish. What a battle there at the end. You guys had 4 cars basically door to door at the end. How did it feel at the end?
It was a hell of a finish. Man, I had a dominant car all night. I think I would have had him, but being side by side, you get so tight, and it just allowed the door to keep opening it up and finishing 3-4 wide there. It was hella fun.
Yeah, you know, it was impressive. You definitely had the tire advantage at the end there. And just unfortunately, you ran out of time on that last lap. Now, if you could run it back, do you think you might have pit just a little bit earlier on that last pit stop?
No, I don't think so. Actually, I think if anything, I might have taken 2 tires instead of 4, because I would have been out a few seconds ahead of him and been on the same set of tires. But I think I played the right move. I had him there on the last lap.
Yeah, you definitely you were the best car all night long, and unfortunately just didn't work out there for you at the end. But you were door to door, 6/1000ths of a second separated you. You bring home second place here tonight, but a hell of a finish for the season here. You're looking forward to the next season of the Superstar ARCA series.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was a great way to end it and show the team what I've got going into the Cup season.
100%. Well, congratulations, Alan, bringing home second place tonight. You got anything to let our fans know before you head out?
Just a shout out to Coastline Racing, Hoff Performance, and thank you guys for putting this on. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You guys are great.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate it, Alan. We'll send you down. Unfortunately, you didn't bring home the win, but still has to feel pretty good as you had a great car all night long.
It was a great feeling all night. Happy with the finish.
Absolutely. Well, there's Alan Wild, our second place finisher. Let's bring in Nathan Lehman, who brought home third. Nathan, Blake, and Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, Blake.
Hey, what a finish there. You know, out of nowhere, you know, Barfield was doing everything he could to hold on, and you ended up catching that front pack there. You almost were able to pull it off there at the finish.
Yeah, we decided to take tires a little bit late there, but I felt like 20 laps was going to be enough, especially once the leaders started battling. And had I been just a little bit closer to the inside of the 07, I think I could have maybe made that move work coming to the white flag and been 4 wide entering 1. So woulda, coulda, shoulda, but good finish in P3. It was nice to turn more than 1 lap this week, but
yeah, absolutely.
all in all, good race.
And, you know, I think with 2 or 3 laps to go there, you kind of got sent into the infield grass there momentarily. I kind of thought you were finished there when that happened, but there at the finish, you were able to work yourself back on that 3 wide.
Yeah, I don't blame Alan one bit. I mean, we were all duking it out. I think Bryce had Chad in the wall, and then Alan had me in the grass, and I mean, we were just knuckles out, drag. I mean, it was a crazy finish. So
yeah, and it has to be a good feeling, you know. And as you know, the summer has ended. Has school started up yet over there in Wichita?
School has started, yes, sir. Class begins tomorrow. So shout out to all my middle school students.
All right. Well, hey, you got something tomorrow to tell your class. You got to let them know that you finished third in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV World 190.
Absolutely. I'm gonna frame that photo finish, stick it on my desk, and maybe we'll have some bell work about it to start the hour.
Absolutely. I think you should definitely do that. That has to be a major life accomplishment for you here so far to do so. And be sure to let them know to subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Oh, buddy, that's the first thing I'm going to have them do.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations. Before you head out, you got any shout outs for the great fans as you bring home the third place finish tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Cole Snyder and Giovanni Klein and Dylan Chappell. I know they didn't quite get the finishes that they deserved, but we had fun racing each other right off the rip there. I think we all qualified 1, 2, 3, 4 for the start of that, so that was pretty cool. And obviously, shout out to Hutchinson Motorsports TV for all that you guys do.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate it. Great job out there tonight, finishing the year strong, and we are looking forward to next season with you.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Nathan Lehman, our third place finisher. It's time to bring in our race winner, Bryce Barfield. For the first time ever, had Hutchinson Motorsports TV on his car, and he parks it in victory lane. Let's get him in here. Bryce, Blake, and Jesse in the booth. You got a copy.
Yep, I gotcha.
Hey, it's about time you get the job done. You know, the first time you got Hutchinson Motorsports TV on your car, you park in victory lane. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, I don't either. Maybe I should have been running these all season, but that was a lot of fun there at the end. It was a little beating and banging coming to the finish. That was a lot of fun. Probably the most fun I've had in this league this year.
Absolutely. You know, after a rough start to the league, honestly, when we started, it's great to finish. I mean, this had to be the best race of the year. We basically had a 4-car battle within a tenth of a second, finishing 3 wide there. You were able to park it in victory lane and win the prestigious HMS TV World 190 here at Kansas.
Yeah, it was interesting because the tire wear wasn't that bad driving the car, but the lap times would fall off. So I quick pit them on the last 2 cycles, and that's how I ended up getting the track position. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to keep them behind me there at the end, but it worked out.
You know, I was kind of surprised there with Chad White reining you down pretty quick. I know you were having an issue with a lap car there, but I didn't think you'd be able to hold him off. And then when Allen got behind you, I kind of thought you were done for sure, but you were able to get the job done and defend well.
Yeah, I wasn't racing for points tonight, so I was going to definitely do whatever I could to win that race. So fun racing with Chad and Allen there. Good finish.
Absolutely. Well, hey, and you know, me and Jesse were talking. I read in the news earlier this summer, apparently a meteorite hit a house in McDonough, Georgia. Was that yours by chance?
It was not mine, thankfully.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. You know, we were kind of concerned. We figured you were such a diehard that even if your house had a hole in it, you'd still be out here tonight.
That's correct. I'd still be here.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations, Bryce. The biggest win of your young career. You won the crown jewel here of the Superstar ARCA West Series, the HMS TV World 190. Before you head out, what do you got to tell our fans at home?
I'd say happy birthday to my mom. And then thanks to whoever watches this, and thank you guys for doing the broadcast. It makes it a lot of fun.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming out here. You got the job done, parked it in victory lane. We'll send you down to celebrate with your team.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. There's Bryce Barfield, tonight's winner. But we're not done with the interviews tonight, folks. We got one more to pull in. We are going to bring in our points champion, Carl Cantonis, Mr. Consistency this season. We're going to pull him in. You know, I was going to interview Chad, but you know what? 4's already a party. So we'll get Carl in here. Carl, Blake, and Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. How are y'all?
Hey, I'm great. You know, it wasn't a great run for you bringing home 15th, but that didn't matter. You end up bringing home the Superstar ARCA West Series Championship in the points. How does it feel?
Feels pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. This race isn't a great representation of my driving all season, but I did my best all season. Kept my car clean. I think I had one podium, but keeping my car around at the end was able to get me where I got. Want to thank everybody from y'all to all the admins here at Superstar and my teammates. It was a real fun West season, fun East season at the beginning too.
Absolutely. And, you know, we're wondering, what are you thinking? You know, going into next year, you're obviously going to be moving up to the Superstar ARCA Cup Series. Going to have much stiffer competition up there. What are your thoughts?
I'm not really sure what to think. We're switching over to Toyota for next season. I've got a nice team around me, a lot of good group of dudes. I'm expecting to be pretty quick, but I don't know if I'm going to be up there competing for wins. I've got relatively modest expectations for next season, and I'm just hoping to have a good time.
Well, it definitely should here, as I think we get started. I believe that starts in about a month or 4 or 5 weeks or so. So not too far out, but you got some time off here in the off season. What are your plans here in the next month or so on Wednesday nights now?
That's a good question. I'm not so sure. I think I might just keep them to myself. I've got a pretty busy schedule outside of racing, so hopefully I can just get a couple nice nights to myself and get a little bit of sleep for once.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan. You can recharge your batteries and whatnot. But congratulations, Carl. You are the inaugural Superstar ARCA West Series champion here. You locked it in tonight at Kansas. So congratulations. We'll send you down to celebrate with your team. Good job.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Look forward to seeing you come October 1st in Daytona.
All right, definitely going to be exciting, and can't wait to see you there.
Yep.
Jesse, you got anything for Carl before we head out? I'll take that.
I just got to say congratulations. You stayed clean, got the job done, like you said, consistent finishes, and it led to the title. Good job.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, there's Carl Cantonis. You know what, folks? We got a minute. Let's pull him in here. Let's get Chad Wyatt in here. Who's battling for the lead. Ended up 4th here tonight. Chad, Blake, and Jesse in the booth. You got a copy.
Gotcha, man.
Hey, a hell of a race for you. You led a lot of laps. You had a shot there at the end, but you unfortunately got the short end of the stick, bringing home 4th tonight.
Yeah, decided to mow the lawn there at the very end of it, but it was a lot of fun. That was probably the most fun I've had in these cars yet.
Hey, you know, I was kind of surprised there. You know, you ran down Bryce fairly quick, and just you could not get around him. You could get beside him, and it just seemed like the side draft would just kill your run.
Yeah, I think that was what he was kind of dealing with trying to get by the 8 car, because he could get to him and get to side by side with him, and then it would just suck him back whenever with the side draft. So pretty much the same thing. Watching it back right now, that last like 5 laps was a hell of a battle between us 3.
Absolutely, it was great to see. You know, the top 4 were separated by about a 1/10 of a second. It was in the top 2. You know, it was a 6/1000th of a second difference. I couldn't tell who won when the checkered flag came out.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell what had happened either. I figured I didn't get it because I was sliding through the grass, but at the same time, I was like, oh, maybe they like wadded it up top or something, but then it ended up 4th. So I think Nathan ended up coming around on the top at the very end.
Yep, definitely so. And, you know, me and Jesse, we were talking earlier. We were a little disappointed that you didn't get the paint updated before the race here tonight.
Well, call it a throwback paint scheme. I'll get them updated before next Tuesday, all right?
All right, good to know. Well, Jesse, what do you got here?
I gotta say, as you know, I was out there driving with you, and it seemed like that race it was pretty hard to pass. Is that kind of, like you were saying, that's kind of what happened? You just couldn't. You got to him, but you couldn't get by anybody. It seemed like that kind of hurt you at the end. You'd say.
Yeah, like it just seemed like all 3 lanes, bottom, top, and middle, were running the same speeds the entire race. So even if you were to run the top, and the one time that I did try to run the top, somebody cut across my nose and then called me brain dead for turning across my nose. So I don't know how that works, but I quit running the top after that. So, but it just seemed like you ran top, middle, or bottom, and everybody was running the same speed, and you just couldn't build runs at all. It was really, really, really hard to get up beside somebody.
Yeah, I pretty much shared the same experience. It was definitely it was a fun race, don't get me wrong, but it almost seemed like a pack race, like a plate race almost at some points.
It definitely was, especially the first however 20 25 laps before everybody started getting spread out a little bit. Once it started getting spread out, it wasn't as bad, but whenever everybody was still grouped together, then yeah, it was just a plate race at that point.
And that reminds me, you know, earlier you were in that wreck. It looked like you were junk. I thought you were done. You came out, your car looked brand new after pit road. Not sure how that happened.
Yeah, I only had 49 seconds of repairs. I thought it was killed. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you guys saw on that one, but all I saw was I was running the top and held my line, and I just had a car come across my nose. So I don't know if that was on me, if that was on him, a little bit of both, but I don't know. He's out now. He already left the league, so.
Well, since he left the league, that was definitely on him. It happens, though, but thankfully it worked out for you. You got your car fixed up. Yeah, he junked you, and your front bumper was gone, but, hey, thankfully you brought a spare, and they were able to put it on the car.
Hell yeah, we got the Hutchinson Motorsports TV pit crew down there. They always come prepared. You know these races turn into shit shows sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. But, hey, great job out there tonight, Chad. We thank you for running here this week. I believe you're in, 3 of our leagues during the week?
Yeah, Stars and Stripes, this one, and well, 5150 if you want to count 5150, but you know, that's kind of our own little thing at this point.
Yep. Basically racing each other out there. But hey, nonetheless, Chad, congratulations. Yep. 4th place finish. You know, typically we don't interview the top 4, but with that finish we had at the end, figured it made sense.
Yeah, I went to watch the stream back, and you said top 4 get into the waiting room, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get in there.
Well, hey, congratulations. We'll send you down here. Hopefully you can build on that into next season.
Yep. Thank you, Blake.
Yes, sir. All right, that was Chad White. Brought home the 4th place finish. But, folks, the star of the show tonight, Bryce Barfield, got the job done for the win. And Carl Cantonis, even though he got the 15th place finish, he is your series champion here with the Superstar ARCA West Series on the inaugural season. He'll be heading to the Cup Series next season, and we will be broadcasting the Superstar ARCA Cup Series. Jesse, are you looking forward to that?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to any race that's here on HMS TV. Big changes coming in the future. Your boys got a week off next week, so I'm going to be going hard on the graphics updates for this stuff. We got some stuff to change around, and I'm really excited for it.
All right, definitely going to be exciting to see, folks. And the only way to stay tuned in for that, click that subscribe button if you haven't. Click the like button on the video as well. But we're going to be back here tomorrow night. Going to be with the All-American Cup Series Thursday night racing in the Gen 4 car. We're going to be at Pocono. Going to be a good one, so you're definitely want to check that out. And then Sunday night, we're going to have our IMSA series, our 2nd race ever with the IMSA cars, with the Motor City Racing Series. Going to be a good one. GTPs, GT3s, LMP2s. If you know anything about road racing, or if you don't, tune into that. Some good racing. Those guys race hard and clean. But nonetheless, signing out here for the night, Jesse Becker in the booth with me, Blake Hutchinson. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight, spending your Wednesday night on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Toward each other, Rickard Johnson! Checkered flag in the air! Scott Rickard wins it!
Oh, and there he goes. Hard into the inside wall. Hibbs is involved. Tyler Whittemore. He's in the middle of the track. Oh, he's getting sparked again.
He's young! LaFranco's blocking his turn! Rosenberg takes the lead. They're all junk in it! The entire field is junk! Oh, and there's Checkered Johnson! Oh, and it gets collected!
Oh, and he goes around 78. Oh, hard into the pit wall. He's dead. He is dead.
Cleared out of 3 and 4 for the final time. Matthew wins his first race back. Missed last week, but here he is taking the checkered flag.